What is going on, my friends? This is Dave Sharpe. Welcome to Wake Up Legendary. Another episode. The show just keeps on going. It's like it never gets canceled, you know? And you want to know why it never gets canceled? Because we don't answer to anyone. That's why it never gets canceled. So even if the content did suck, we couldn't get canceled because we're entrepreneurs and we would find another way, but the content doesn't suck. It's awesome. And it's awesome because of our guest. And our guests this morning are a husband and wife team who started, have an amazing story, seem like fantastic people. We're going to get to know them right along with you this morning. So both of you, and I want to make sure I don't mess up your name over there. So Brandon, and give us a correct. I can't speak this morning. My mouth doesn't work. The correct pronunciation.
Dejanay.
Dejanay.
Yes.
Nice, Dejanay. That's actually very beautiful name.
Thank you.
And I heard that you are expecting another bundle of joy, as Brandon put it, here in the coming months or in 2022.
Next month. I'm
Ooh,
due. Yeah.
Ooh, wow. That baked potato is baked, right?
Oh,
that
yeah.
loaf is ready to come out of the oven. Now, how many have you had so far?
2 other daughters, and this will be our third.
Damn, B, you only make girls or what? What up?
Yes, it's just meant for me to be a girl, Dad.
I'm telling you, bro. The world needs girl dads, though. I'm one of them, and it's all good. It's all good.
There's nothing wrong with it.
So, you know, I loved your little write-in. You wrote a little story when we asked you to be on the show. You know, you are currently working for a cement company, Brandon, Dejanay, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got that right. Dejanay. Are you a stay-at-home mom, or what? Remind me what you're also doing besides running your online business. Anything?
I'm just stay-at-home mom.
Okay, I'm not trying to minimize that. I don't want to say just stay-at-home mom, because especially if you got 2 little ones and you got one in the oven, I'm gonna tell you something. I know Brandon comes home every day and complains about how his feet hurt, but he's preaching to the wrong choir, isn't he? Because that job ain't a joke. I'm with my kids for like 2 hours and I'm overwhelmed. I'm like, okay, where's the nanny? You know what I mean? So what stuck out to me about your little write-in that you gave us, which was really helpful for me to get to know you, is that, you know, you're working 60 hours a week. You want to quit your job, although you're grateful for it, it seems, Brandon. You said that you came online during the events that have happened over the past year. And there was one specific thing that stuck out to me, is that, hold on, let me see where you said that. You said, I researched and looked into other ways, but legendary stuck out to us and honestly seemed like the most legit and achievable, especially with us being beginners and not knowing much. We were willing to learn so that we could build the life that we really wanted and felt we deserved. So talk to us a little bit about that beginning of wanting and looking for something, and then what ultimately attracted you to us.
Yeah, so we're, like you said, I work 7 days a week ever since the pandemic started. We got just thrown into the whirlwind of 7 days, 10 hours, 12, whatever it takes. So being at work every day and then having our second daughter, which she's only a year old, and just being at work all day and missing out on watching her learn how to walk and, you know, do all this stuff when she's a baby, it really hit home with me. And just seeing it over video chat and stuff. So started getting online, started just reading, getting my mind right and changing my mindset. So I bought a couple different kind of books and started reading, and then I started following different pages on Instagram and stuff like that, just to kind of prolong that, and other stuff started coming on.
Yeah.
So kept seeing stuff about e-commerce, drop shipping.
Right.
We even got her involved with doing epoxy art, because we've seen a lot of that as well. So we built up a whole little epoxy art business and everything like that. Didn't really do all that great. We didn't know what we were doing with it, first of all, but and then just kept seeing stuff pop up with affiliate marketing. Andre was one of the main ones that I followed
Mm-hmm.
and was following him, seeing his stuff. And with affiliate marketing, we didn't do a whole lot of research on what it was when we first started. Kind of just look at a couple of different ones, seeing Legendary, seeing the reviews from people over just Googling it,
Yeah.
and kind of just jumped right in. I was like, this looks like the best option for us. We can afford it was the main thing. It's very affordable.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it just took off after that. Once we procrastinated a little bit at first.
Mm-hmm.
We got the program. We didn't really do much with it at first, and then finally we buckled down and started hitting it. And yeah, it's been working great for us ever since.
Awesome. Dejanay, can you give us your perspective on that same question?
Kind of like what he said. At first, I was like, I got to get back to work. Finances were getting tight. And then I found out I was expecting again. So I was like, something has to give, whether I can work at home or just something.
Mm-hmm.
But he was like, no, I want you to focus on the kids, which is completely fine with me. But I just wanted us to be okay. Like we were making it, but we were sacrificing a lot, and I just didn't want us to be in that spot anymore.
Yeah.
So when he showed me affiliate marketing, I'm the research nerd, so I do all my research before I do anything.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I like where this is going. Like I can do it on my own time. I don't have to worry about being on someone else's clock, especially with a toddler running everywhere and screaming in the background. I don't have to worry about that either.
Right.
And it seemed like something that, it's a lifelong process, something that we can build and then share with our kids, and then they can do it if they want to.
Right.
And that's what I really, really liked about it. The flexibility. I really want to travel. So the fact that I can travel and work, that was like a big thing for me.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I love where both of your heads are at, because you understand that there's some immediate results that can happen and have happened for you.
Yep.
But you also know that it's a long-term game, and you're looking ahead versus just looking at, okay, why, am I going to be a millionaire in the next 30 days? Which we all know is a unrealistic expectation. I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm just saying it's very, very unrealistic.
Definitely.
So, what are some of the things that these first, and when exactly did you sign up for the challenge? When was that kind of day that you pulled the trigger on that?
I wanted to say July.
Or the month?
I think she's right, at the end of July-ish.
Okay.
So,
And you procrastinated a little bit, so you kind of signed up and then didn't really start going through the training. And then what brought you back? I mean, do you remember having a moment of clarity or something that you two talked about, or what ultimately brought you back to focus?
For me, it was dealing with the stuff I deal with at work. The people, the management team there is kind of everywhere. So they're kind of scattered and don't know what they're doing a lot of times. So it's just, I got tired of that. I was like, we got to do something about this. We got to dig in and get this going so we can do something better. And I don't have to deal with the stuff I deal with there anymore.
So pain motivated you.
Oh, yeah.
Pain was the pusher. Isn't that interesting? And everybody who's listening, if you're wondering where you're going to get your motivation from, stop looking at your goals. Now, that might sound odd at first, but when you're looking at your goals, it's not even something that you relate to because you've never achieved it. You don't even know what it's like, what it's going to be like to have those things. So it's hard for that to pull you into action. Eventually it will, right? Eventually, when you get to a certain phase, you can begin to be more specific about your goals. But at the beginning, the most powerful way to get into action is dial into your pain. What hurts? What do you want to stop? Nobody ever goes to the doctor when they're feeling good and says, hey, doc, I wonder how I can just be more healthy, But I tell you what, when you got a canker sore in your mouth like I do right now, that's painful to eat, I'm going to tell you something. That thing is top of mind every day. I was just in the dentist chair already this morning. Okay. And I said, hey, look, what's up with my mouth? Right. So I think that's an important thing for us to kind of just bring to everybody's attention what you just said, because sometimes we're looking for motivation in the wrong place. And
Right.
if we can just ask ourselves, what's hurting? What do I want to stop? And focus on that. That might seem like, well, Dave, why are you, shouldn't we just sweep that under the rug and pretend that's not happening? No, focus on that. Talk about it. Feel the pain. And Brandon, you said that you use that as a way to get back in action. And now that was July-ish. What has happened and how has life changed, if you could describe that briefly, since you made that decision to take it seriously and focus?
Well, I mean, you can see the light at the end of the tunnel right now. Like, we haven't made a ton of money, but we have been making increases. You know, we've been building it up, and it shows you that this can be done, and I can supplement my income, and she can be doing the income as well, and we can work together, and I won't have to be in that situation no more. I don't have to work till 7, 8 o'clock at night and miss all day with my kids, see them for an hour. That goes with the pain thing again, missing out on the time with your kids. That hurt too. But you can see that light at the end of the tunnel, and it's a great feeling knowing that you can have a means to an end with that kind of life.
Dejanay, can you, same question to you. What has changed since you both began to focus and get more serious? How would you describe how things have changed, whether it be, knowing that this is real and can happen because of initial commissions rolling in, whether it's a mindset shift? What has changed within you, and you think within maybe your marriage or whatever, since you guys got focused?
I definitely would say our mindsets have changed, because at first, skeptical, kind of worried, jumping into something totally new that I have really a lot of information on until we did the challenge. But it's helped us stay focused. It helped us stay motivated, and just look forward to the future. Like, I'm actually excited about where we're heading, and it's because of what we're doing now. At first, I was always nervous and had anxiety about the future and where we were going and how do we get there. But I think this was a great first stepping stone to get us on the right path and where we wanted to be for us and our kids. And then us being on the same page has made us better marriage partners. Because now we're like two peas in the pod. If I ever get discouraged, she's there to lift me up. He never gets discouraged.
What sort of advice would you give to other partners out there? Dejanay, what ultimately did Brandon do to pull you in to get your support initially? Because a lot of times there can be a lot of conflict there in husbands, or husbands who are trying to provide, and we want to go and find solutions. We bring these things to our wives or our spouses, and they're like, yo, this seems like they're just, the way that we present it, and something creates conflict or mistrust, and then we end up feeling unsupported. So can you talk us through a little bit about how Brandon was able to bring you in, or what that looked like for you now ultimately to be on the same page?
Communication and trust. You're a team. You got to work together, and you're going to take some risk in life. That's part of it. I mean, if you make it, that's great. If you don't, you don't. At the end of the day, you still have each other, and that's what makes it even better, just having each other to support. He'll support me through anything. I'll support him through anything. I'm a little stubborn. I've always been independent-ish, and that actually helped me become more, what do I want to say, more reliable? Not reliable.
I don't know what you're trying to say.
I don't either.
It makes sense to me. Brandon, let me shift that question to you. What do you think your strategy is when you're presenting something to your wife to get her on board, to get her support? How do you present that? Do you talk to her before you buy? Like, what is your strategy as a husband to get your wife to support you in a new venture where there's going to be risk, there's going to be more time, there's going to be more investment upfront? How do you go about getting her on board and getting her to be supportive and eventually be a part of?
I definitely talked to her first. With her, like she said, she's more the research one. Me, I just jump head first into stuff.
Right. Which is
You know,
me. My
right?
wife and you guys are the same thing, which is why,
Yeah,
and I
so
think a lot of guys are like that. So that's why I'm asking you, like, how with us guys who like to shoot first and then bring it home and tell our wives, hey, I just spent a couple of $1,000s, or hey, I just signed up and I'm starting a new business, and our wives feel thrown off,
oh
right?
yeah.
Like, wait, hold on a second. Now I don't trust you because I feel
Yeah.
like you're dropping this on me, even though this is a positive thing. So continue
But,
with kind of your strategy.
but yeah, right when I had a feeling about it, you know, I wanted to jump right in, but I talked to her first. I kind of brought to her attention some research points to where she could look at it and feel more comfortable. But I also tried to paint a picture for her of what it could do for us and how it could change our lives. And me being at home more will help out. And I tried all that, and it seemed to work out pretty good.
You sold my
So,
boy. You sold,
so,
right? Okay. This
exactly.
is another thing that I think y'all need to just keep in mind. What, again, we are, if we can't sell our husbands or our wives,
You're not
why
gonna
do
sell
we
nothing.
think that we are going to go out there and market and convert anybody
Right.
else out there? So we really need to learn how to have empathy and compassion and build trust in our homes first.
Oh
One
yeah.
of the biggest, most power moves that I ever learned was to say, first and foremost, honey, is it a good time to talk? Because I want to talk to you about something. I'd come running in the house. She's got kids on both hips. I mean, and I'm like, hey, I got an idea. I want to. And it's like, another thing is I used to always bring my stuff to her, not taking into consideration where she was meant at mentally and emotionally.
Right.
So again, I learned to ask her, hey, is it a good time to talk? I want to talk to you about something that's on my head, that's in my heart, and I want to make sure it's a time that you can focus and is a good time for you. Right away, wifey feels respected, like
Right.
her time is respected, and she's not just there to be my, a sounding board at my disposal.
Right.
Number two thing is I started to focus on making her feel supported instead of always complaining that she wasn't supporting me. So I started using specific language like, babe, it seems like you're having a tough day today. How can I make you feel more loved and supported? Now, this is completely separate from business stuff. But what it does is it begins to create an equal dynamic in the relationship where whether she wants to participate in my business or not, she knows that I'm willing to ask her how I can love and support her no matter what she's doing. And
Right.
so now and what I did at first was I just did all of what I just said, and I would complain, well, I feel like you don't support me and I feel like you don't believe in my dreams. And I realized that was being selfish. So
Mm-hmm.
I needed to grow up emotionally, and I needed personally my own self to learn how to be, to treat her as an equal. And one other thing that I wanted to show you, I think this will make sense because I sort of grew up in this business. This was me when I first started out, like you can see me now. I'm 38 and I look like I'm 50, I don't know, I got an old face, but this was me when I started out. I was 24, 25. So, I mean, I was also young, but I do also believe that no matter how old we are, we can always improve on within our relationships. But again, back to my point that it starts at home. Us
Mm-hmm.
being successful has a lot to do with, us feel us not having additional stress at home. If we have additional stress, if we have conflict with our spouses at home, Brandon, does that not add an immense amount of pressure to you no matter what work you're doing, whether it's cement, whether it's online business? If you and Dejanay are not on the same page, if you guys are arguing or fighting, that you doesn't it feel like you are almost unproductive and not able to focus?
Oh, definitely, because you're focused on what's going on at home.
Yeah.
You're not focused on the business itself. You're focused on what happened outside of the business, which
Yeah.
was one of my selling points for her. Is she kept saying she wanted to help out financially, that she wasn't doing enough, and I kept telling her that she was. But that
Right.
was another selling point was, hey, we can both do this. We can both have income coming in from this. So that was another selling point right there, was her wanting to help out, me listening to that, and me putting that in the conversation as well.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about, you've been doing some TikTok and Instagram. She's been doing some Pinterest.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about how that's going. Like, give us one or two things that you've learned that you could share with the audience. Maybe some advice you would have given yourself when you first started out.
With the TikTok, I would say the hashtags is a very important thing, and keeping it light and fun hearted. Trying to have a little bit of fun with it. Don't be serious on that, because that doesn't go very far with it. And
Right.
then trying to keep your hashtags consistent. Because if you
Mm,
keep switching your hashtags, it seems like you don't get a lot out of it.
yeah. I really resonate with that. An old saying quote comes to mind: if you take yourself too seriously, nobody else will. And, a lot of times we get online and we want to be, we want to spread positivity. So we come out
Yeah,
here with these motivational messages. And then we're like, why is dude over here who's pessimistic, negative, and just sharing memes? Why is his stuff blowing up? And why
right.
over here am I spreading positivity and motivation and motivational quotes and so forth? And why is my stuff dying? Like, why is it dead?
Right.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's like, oh, by the way, look at your beautiful
Oh
smile.
yeah.
Yeah.
They came in the room to say hi.
Oh, oh, oh. I'm just jello. Brandon, can you relate with that?
Oh yeah.
I used to be a tough guy, and now I got all these
Oh
babies,
yeah.
and I'm
You soften
nothing
up
but,
real quick.
look at this sweet little baby angel.
Say
Hi,
hi.
hi, hello.
She's like,
He's like, "Who," or she's like, "Who's this weird,
Say hi,
waving
right?
at me right now?
hello.
What's Hi, hello. Hi,
That
I'm David."
that's Raya, and this is Savannah.
"Hi, Raya. Nice to meet you."
Nice to meet you.
"Aw, Merry Christmas."
Oh.
"Hi,
What the-
Savannah." Yeah, don't be turning off the computer on us now, trying to go for that keyboard.
Oh
So
yeah, always.
I wanted to touch on that point though, about if you're out there trying to be too positive and too serious. I know this sounds weird and odd, but it's like people almost don't want that. People
Yeah, it's like they
don't
can
want to
sense it.
see, it's almost like toxic positivity. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Like, it for some reason, you have to find a balance in humor and also self-deprecating humor, making fun of yourself, not
yeah,
taking yourself too seriously. And just, again, I don't know how to make this more simple, but be careful of being too positive, because people, that's not real life.
mhm,
People are not happy, joyous, happy-go-lucky every day. They're going through shit, and
yeah,
honestly, they're pulling up their phone to feel validated, that other people are also struggling, and that's how they feel support. I'm not saying positive messages here and there, but just be careful not to be too positive. If your positivity and your motivational messages are taking off and doing well, great. But I had a guy in our blueprints and coaching recently who was doing a lot of positive motivational content going nowhere. And he just toned that down, added more humor, added more sarcasm, added a little bit more self-deprecating humor, making fun of himself. And
yeah,
he just being more real,
yeah.
balancing his struggles with his wins. And his content just started to blow up. Dejanay, how give us some advice on Pinterest, which is something that we don't hear like tons about, but give us a little bit of advice about how you've been making that work, and what would you tell yourself when you first got started with that platform, that you know now that you didn't know then.
Kind of like what you said, just stay genuine and, just be 100% honest, because that's what a lot of people are looking for, especially with, a lot of scamming and stuff going around.
Yeah,
It's not a problem to share your story or to share some of your struggles. You'll be surprised how many people you actually relate to on a
yeah,
day-to-day basis. So they'll
yeah.
completely understand where you're coming from. And Pinterest threw me off completely because Pinterest is the last place I would have thought to put any type of content on besides, my DIY projects. So,
Yeah,
but
right.
I'm actually doing a lot better on Pinterest than I am on any other social media platform. So that is something that everybody should look into.
Now, are you just creating graphics? Are you posting pictures? Are you like using a tool like Canva to create like what sort of content, what sort of images, I guess, or are you also doing videos? Are you posting on Pinterest?
I am repurposing my videos from TikTok and then
Okay.
putting them on Pinterest as well.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, it worked.
That is really so is all you're doing is repurposing your videos from Instagram and TikTok. I assume you're
Mhm.
posting are you t and you're taking off the watermark through one of the apps that takes off the watermark from TikTok, right? And then you're just
Yep.
posting that same video on Instagram, and then you're saying you're posting that same video on Pinterest. Is that right?
Yes. Yes, I
And
am.
Pinterest is where you're getting the most traction.
Yes.
Y'all, it's so funny because we do the same thing here with this show. Like,
Yeah.
I do the show live, which I love because it's consistent, it's at the same time, like, it's just such a system, and I try to model that, but I also wanna point that out to everybody is that, like, for me, this is such a system. I do it live, then we take this content, we transcribe it, we post it on our blog, so it becomes blog content. We also post the video on YouTube, and we also post the video on the blog post, so on our legendarymarketer.com, if you go there, there's a blog with all of these episodes with a YouTube video and the transcriptions. We're getting all that good SEO content and that traffic from there. We then also leave them on Facebook, so they're here. We then also take these interviews, put them on a podcast. So is all we're doing is repurposing, and is all you're doing different. That is such an awesome hack that I don't hear people doing enough is simply repurposing yours. Everybody's doing TikTok and Instagram, but then
Mhm.
taking it one step further and just repurposing the same piece on Pinterest.
Hmm.
Yeah, we're also doing it with
I
YouTube
thought you were
Shorts
gonna
too.
say I thought you were gonna say like, oh, I'm doing pictures or memes or graphics, but it's just so simple. I'm sorry, Brandon. What were you saying?
No, I was just saying we're also doing it with the YouTube Shorts I got now. We're repurposing
Mhm.
them on there as well too. So we got 4 different. She does Facebook as well, but we got 4 or 5 different platforms. We just go around repurposing.
Love it. And doesn't that save time? Like, isn't that the bottom line is that you don't need to make multiple pieces of content per day and sitting there, just endlessly creating content. Make good content, awesome content, put more work into the content so it's better quality, and then put it everywhere so you're
Yep.
omnipresent. Because it's all you're trying to do is get that prospect to see your face or have an opportunity to see your face every day. And as
Yep.
long as you stay in front of them, that's how you build relationship. That's how you build know, like, and trust. That's how eventually you get those multiple exposures to where they're like, you know what? F it. I'm going to see what this person's talking about. Hit the link and go and
Yep.
buy from you.
It worked on me.
It's a simple formula.
That's
It's a
it.
simple formula. Well, hey,
Yeah.
listen, here comes Savannah,
Yep.
and I'm gonna let you get back to your beautiful family,
Okay.
Brandon and Dejanay. You guys are incredible. I love, love, love the relationship synergy that you have going on here. I love the I love Brandon, how you brought her into the fold and then how she did her own research and thinking. And then she made a choice to come together with you versus this anything being forceful. Or there's just a beautiful synergy that I think we all can and take a lot away from this morning from your story. and congrats on taking action. I foresee if I look over here in my crystal ball, which I have, I foresee a lot of prosperity in 2022 for both of you. So please, 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 no matter what you do, no matter how bad of a day you have, don't quit, because people need to hear from you. And in return of you delivering that value, you're going to be rewarded highly. And, this is just the beginning. So thank you for your time. Thank you for making time even today, which I would assume you have off, and this is valuable family time.
Yeah, thank you
Oh,
for
yeah, thanks for having
us.
us.
We appreciate it. And thank you for the opportunity and for your wonderful 15-day challenge. Without you, none of this would have been possible for us. So we really want to thank you for that.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome. Stay awesome, stay beautiful, stay legendary, both of you, and I'll talk to you soon. All right.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
All right. See you. Just real quick, I didn't give people your channel, but can you give us something that I can either give Brandon's TikTok or something for them to go follow?
1 second, pulling it up right
He's
now.
on TikTok now.
Just pulling it up. My TikTok is Make Money with Beard Guy.
And
All right,
mine
so
is D the Marketer, and that's on TikTok, Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook, everything.
I'm just gonna put okay, I don't know if I can get all this. Let's see. Be the Marketer.
Yes.
D.
Okay.
DEE.
So DEE.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if I can get all this stuff to show up. Okay, so follow Brandon on TikTok. Make Money with Beard Guy. Wait, let me edit that because that somehow. So it's Make Money with Beard Guy, no spaces,
No
and
space.
then follow Dejanay on everywhere. D the Marketer. Do those both look correct?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. I'll leave those up while I close the show so people can find you and connect with you and support you and lift you up and comment on your stuff. And that's how we support each other here. And come back and keep us posted in a couple of months. All right.
Sounds great.
Thank you.
All right. See ya. All right, my friends, you can follow Brandon on TikTok at Make Money with Beard Guy. Okay, Make Money with Beard Guy. And you can follow Dejanay on, I guess, all the platforms at D the Marketer, and that's DEE the Marketer, DEE THE Marketer, D the Marketer. And I think it'd be worth going and checking out, especially when she's getting tons of results with Pinterest. How she's doing that. It's just a simple little add-on. It's just a simple little tweak, right? And that may be a breakthrough for those of you who, took the time to tune into the show or listen to the replay on podcast or whatever. Man, I know that sometimes we don't pay attention when we don't pay for something. But I'm telling you, there's gold in these shows every day. And that's why I'm so grateful and motivated to continue to do these, because not only do they give people like Brandon and Dejanay an opportunity to, do something maybe outside of their comfort zone or get recognition, but also they give back to us and show us and talk to us about what they're doing. And I know there's always only going to be a small percentage of people who actually take action on the stuff. That's why it's not a big deal, right? Not a big deal. Most people are just listening, and that's okay. We welcome you to listen and just continue to have those mental shifts until you feel prepared to take action. But man, what a simple little tweak that one can make by just adding that additional platform, repurposing content, and so much gold there in their relationship, just story. I hope you all have a fantastic Thursday. We're also going to be back here tomorrow for Christmas Eve. It is Friday. And remember, I told you, rain, shine, Christmas, New Year's, whatever the holiday is, if it's Monday through Friday, we're going to be here delivering consistency, leading the way in doing what we teach and preach. So we'll see you back here tomorrow for another episode. Happy holidays. Get out of here. Have a great day. Peace.